Okay. Okay, guten Tag. Welcome. Hopefully picture and sound is all clearly let me know. Cheers, Carl. Emirates inbound, we're on different runway today for landing, same for departure though. Mind you that we are looking for a glass. As long as we get to hit that like button. Getting some crackling on audio. Or like that. That might be the chair. Oh no, that is a little crack. Hang on. try and sort this out. Apologies. Okay, can you hear me now? How's that? Not what we wanted. How's that now? Is that better? I think it is. Let's try back with the other one. How's that? Actually, it is. So it's actually the lapel mic. that's alright. Okay, just want to check everything. Is that alright? It's when I move. It's the lapel mark. It's definitely the lapel mark. Okay, I don't think this is ideal, but it's the only thing we've got. So hopefully you can hear me that way, or this way. I'm having to use the boom mic as a microphone mic, because that's the only mic that's actually now available. So I've had to perch it in a location that'll pick me up. But you know, it's one of a long list of things that is just not going right here. Yeah, Rob, should be okay now. Apologies. Definitely think we're going to be throwing that mic away. I can hear it's clear now on the monitor, so I can hear my voice, so it puts me off when I'm trying to talk to you guys naturally, which is why I'm sort of stopping and starting all the time. Oh dear. Right, should we try and give you a show? I am sorry, guys. Absolutely terrible show so far start. It really has been a challenging stream this week, really has. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Oh dear. Right, British Airways, we didn't get this yesterday. Was he doing it yesterday, Carl? I didn't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Pegasus here. Smart Wings has just gone in front of us as well. Yeah, we've had it all of it, quite frankly. We've had network issues, still got network issues. Don't know what it is with Hamburg, cannot get the two SIMs working on that. I managed to get, no, I lied, I managed to get one working on the second phone, but still not working on anything else. Microphone issues now, and then this morning realised that the main power bank didn't get charged properly. But it's saying that we've got 7 hours currently on this setup I've got, so that's good. Obviously we're not going to do 7 hours, so we should be fine for a fairly decent stream length. Eurowings taking off. Remember, I am filming through a glass, so if the auto focus goes a bit weird, that's because it's going through glass. It keeps picking up reflections. let's start again, shall we? Welcome along to today's show. Lewis here from London Planespotting. Hope you're good. We are live in Hamburg. Hopefully you can just about hear me. I'm able to go on one mic, and it's not a normal lapel mic, it's the lapel mics. Decided to stop, and we have changed the runway again. So we were on runway 05, and we're now on 23, as we've got Pegasus now taking off. Okay, Austrian, just landed. As you can see, we've got Sun Express over on the departing runway 33, which is now moving. There we go. Yeah, Carl, BA flight, they change the times throughout the week. So it's not necessarily at the same time. It's not the same, like with the same flight, it's all different. I noticed that with my flight. Okay. Green Island's back. No, No, it's not. Yeah, completely different. Saturday's different as well, because the Saturday one's later in the day. So I think the Wednesday one comes in. But actually, no, I don't know. I think Wednesday and Saturday are the same, actually, thinking about it, because I got in at, I think, 8 o'clock. I think it was the time. Or was it 7? No, 7. And the time it departed, well, I'm scheduled to depart at 8:15 local time. So I can only assume that that is the same time. Because they don't, on Sundays they don't even operate at all on some of the days. I can't remember what day it is. I think on Thursday they don't operate a flight at all. Can't remember. But yeah, all different. Giant Crane Stack, welcome to you. Hope you're good. Austrian just taxiing in. Ooh, Swiss A220. No, Swiss A320. I didn't look at the model. I just assumed it was an A220. But I got the larger one. Some interesting developments over in Germany this week. We mentioned it yesterday that there's loads of cancelled flights. Yesterday, Lufthansa has announced the cease of operations for the sister company, Lufthansa CityLine. So Lufthansa CityLine is the sort of regional airline. Now I should point out, they were due to restructure the company and cease operations in 2020, well, wind up by 2028. They were starting this in 2027. Basically, Lufthansa CityLine holds most of the older generation of the fleet, so for instance CRJs, the older Airbus A319s and A320s. They are now officially stopped, so the last flight is tomorrow, but pretty much most of the flights have been cancelled already. So for instance, there is nothing here Lufthansa wise. There is probably 1 or 2 Lufthansa flights going out today. Well, where this was a sort of mini hub for Hamburg, they're not here. It's actually surprising to see. There's more Eurowings than there is Lufthansa now, and even the Eurowings, because of the strikes, and on top of that, obviously we've got the strikes going on. This is causing more issues at German airports, especially around Hamburg. Most regional flights have now been taken over by the main company, through Lufthansa, but there's a huge change in scheduling and everything like that. So some interesting times. It's not, we're not seeing the demise of Lufthansa, we're nowhere near that. But when you look into the financial reports of Lufthansa, they are the lowest of the 3 major European conglomerates. If you look at IAG, you look at KLM, and you look at Lufthansa, Lufthansa is the largest group in regards to financial ownership of property. So they have about £40 billion worth of funds. Whereas you look at AIG, they have, I believe it is 28, I can't remember the exact funds, or something like 28 or 30 billion, and KLM is just slightly under that. KLM 737. We had the Embraer yesterday, we've got the 737 today. And it's the 700, I think. It is the 700, the sort or 700. Paul, welcome to you. Paul says running out of fuel time. Petrol, don't really get that last one, but I see what you mean. They actually did mention that it is to do with the petrol prices and the situation with the Iran war. So interesting that Lufthansa is the first sort of major airline to announce changes due to that. But as I say, Lufthansa is actually showing the less performance-wise in regards to finances. Surprisingly, the most performanced airline group is IAG. So they are boasting at this moment profiting. They make profiting around 15 million pounds. I think 11 million pounds, 11 to 12 million pounds. Whereas Lufthansa Group can only generate about 5 million euros. So that's a huge step. And what that means is IAG is able to attract more shares. It's a certainly more profitable company, and they have a lot more buying power because of that profit. So IAG might be always criticised for what they offer and the type of how they are operating as an airline with all their companies, but they are the most efficient in generating, and what's really helped is the fact that the transatlantic market is certainly working for them, whereas Lufthansa has focused on the Asian market, and that is not performing as well as the transatlantic North American flights. Doesn't generate as much profit. So it's actually quite interesting just sort of going through each one. No, actually quite the opposite. The CEO has actually said they're focusing on short haul and also middle haul or middle long range. So it's not as what we thought. That inbound next. This is the ATR coming in. Yeah, there's a couple of reports in, I was reading about it from yesterday. Interesting, all the local news here is talking about Lufthansa, because not only are the pilots on strike, but also the flight crew are also on strike. So it actually knocked out the company all week. So it started, I believe, on Tuesday with the pilots walking out for 2 days, and then on Thursday and Friday the stewardesses, the flight crew, cabin crew walked out as well, and they actually, the pilots have actually announced that they're extending the strikes for another 2 days, which is absolutely neutralise the whole schedule of Lufthansa. Think about it, Paul. It's still profitable. You know, if you go to, I mean, when I was at Heathrow on Wednesday, the majority of the lounge or passengers in the airport were North American flights. So they're still selling. I mean, a good example also would be if you look at the two business models of all three of the major European groups. So obviously Lufthansa's focusing on Asian markets. The KLM is also doing the same, and they're showing the same profitability as well. So they're showing the same performances with basically KLM Air France just about nudging ahead of Lufthansa in regards to being a bit more profitable. Whereas when you look at IAG's model of all of their airlines that they own, if you look at British Airways, who have the biggest market in the North America, London to North America route, so their most profitable line is obviously London Heathrow to JFK, where they fly a staggering, I think it's 7 flights a day now, or 5 flights a day. And then you look at other models. You have Aer Lingus investing in transatlantic short narrow-bodied flights. So if you look at the A321, they are the first customers of the A321 XLR. So is the Iberia doing the same thing, where they are offering flights to like Spain to Boston. They are hugely profitable, and when you look at how profitable the airlines are in regards to their equipment, one thing that opened my eyes was the going on the Airbus tour yesterday, and how much information of performances these planes produce. So Airbus has been leading the way with economically fuel efficient planes, and one of the biggest advantages and basically their biggest customer now is IAG in regards to one of their biggest customers, IAG, in regards to the Airbus A321 XLR. It's amazing what they're getting. So they're actually seeing a region of 20% fuel efficiency, 20% fuel efficiency to any other models that they currently fly on that route. which is giving them huge profits. No, Rob, they don't. And this is reason why apparently all these they were building Wizz Air. It was on the production line as well, and KLM also. So the biggest, the Airbus's biggest customers at the moment is British Airways, Aer Lingus, KLM Air France, American Airlines, Wizz Air, and Indigo. Indigo is one of the largest operators now, or will be one of the largest operators of the Airbus A321neo. And I think they have ordered, most of them are the long range ones. And apparently Airbus is prioritising the Indian aviation market because it is the most profitable market currently. So Indigo has actually ordered, I think, I need to get the actual numbers, but it's a staggering amount of orders. So Indigo's ordered over 1,000 A321 XLRs, just XLRs. And then they plan to use the branch out to long haul with I think it's 60 A350s. Now apparently they got a very good deal. Apparently the A321 XLRs, they cost 100 million normally, and Indigo got a discount for ordering so many. They got it at 90 million per unit. Talking about Indigo, We are expecting the Airbus test flight to be Indigo, potentially. Yeah, so I actually asked them about this yesterday, Carl, and it's a routine route they do. It's not due in yet for at least another 30 to 40 minutes. So they do manoeuvres. So this is basically what they do is Airbus will test every single aircraft before they hand over to customer. So before the paperwork is all signed, they want to test everything. So it's one of the final tests of, I think, 6 tests they do on the aircraft before handing over. The first one is when they get hold of the actual engines from the manufacturer themselves. They will first they'll basically just go and do a check. So they'll take the engines, make sure they're all fine, even though the engines manufactured themselves have actually checked them. And they will do their own checks before they're happy and send the money over to CFM or to Pratt & Whitney. Because obviously you've got 2 options of engines. You've got CFM and you've got Pratt & Whitney. Yeah, before they send the money over to pay for that engine that has been sent, they do a check. And once they pass all the checks, then they install it onto the frame, or both of them onto the frame, and then everything gets checked over. So this final check is to make sure that every single thing, airworthiness of that aircraft is fine. CRJ inbound now.
Şimdi herkesin seslerisi farklı. Mesela soprano var, alto var, bas var, tenor var. Bu dersler gelebilirsiniz.
So the aircraft you'll see is probably 7 days away from being handed over to Indigo. And then the handover period where the paperwork's all signed, the customer comes, so someone from the airline representatives will come to the Airbus factory at Hamburg and sign it off and collect it, and then air pilots take it to obviously where it's going. That again takes 5 days. Ryanair inbound next, coming from Stansted. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. I'd do it again. I really would. It makes me want to do the Toulouse one even more because that's the A350 there. So I'm definitely going to do that when we go to Toulouse. It's not even an if, it's when we go. It is pushing back, we'll get you back in a minute. Yeah, the Airbus Hamburg factory is the largest factory in space and size and airfield for Airbus. It is there. It's not the head office because the head office is in Toulouse, but it is the largest factory, and they cater for the A380 or possible A380, and I'll discuss that in a minute. Yeah, so they do the A380, or they are possible they will do doing the A380, which is why they're the largest factory of Airbus. On top of that, they can produce, or they produce, the Airbus A320 family, including the A321 XLR. So they do all of the family, the A320 family. Now, they produce or manufacture 75% of orders for the A320 family. They have, however, got factories in America and also in China. So when they have orders, and the Chinese factory deals with the Eastern Asian and also East Asia orders for Airbus. So that's all the Chinese orders, or Japanese, all their frames all done there. The frames themselves are shipped by boat, and Airbus have their own shipping service, which they're all in-house. So they own, I think he said 7 boats, which are the next generation of these shipping containers, where most of them are so efficiently electric. They're diesel but also electric powered, and also have sails to help reduce fuel cost. And they also ship using that same shipping service to America, because it's a lot cheaper to do it by boat than it is to fly. And then the European operation is handled by Beluga. And Beluga can hold, I think he said 5 parts of the Airbus A320 family, all in one go. It's basically its own little city or town itself. It's phenomenal. It's got its own bus service, catering service. It's got its own hospital. They are energy sufficient themselves, so they produce their own energy. They don't use the German national grid. They produce their own energy themselves. They've got their own power plants. They have 15,000 employees on top of contracted employees with airlines as well. So it's absolutely fantastic, fascinating stuff. They've got their own hospital. They've got their own fire department as well. and every single employee of Airbus has the ability or has the possibility of getting a pilot's license for free, and earning a pilot's license can have a flight school for free. So Airbus do I think I can't remember what you called it now, I think it's like workers to pilot or worker to air policy, whereas you can be trained up by Airbus free of charge. It's fantastic to watch. They've got their own sort of electric bikes. Hotel on site. It all makes sense because if you think about it, customers who come in, they've got the Moxie Hotel there, and that's one of the main hotels at Airbus. Because obviously if there's a convention going on, they'll be in there, but if you've got a customer in for this week to collect a load of aircraft, where they've got to stay? They've got to stay near the airport. Because it is, I mean, it took me a 45-minute Uber from here to there, so it's a long distance. It's not close here. It's on the other side of Hamburg. Oh, 100%. Yeah, and it's also a multinational, multi-race, multi-gender company. Everyone talks English, but you're encouraged to learn 2 other additional languages as well. Obviously German being one of them. And one thing I quite like is the first thing they said is, when I was talking about obviously the different types of aircraft and about the market, they said straight away, just want to make it very clear, we do not refer to Boeing, neither does Boeing, as competitors. We're not a competitor, we supply Boeing with parts as well, and they supply us with parts. So he said we see Boeing as in the same market as us, and they offer the same expertise as us, because they learn a lot of things from Boeing as well. That's something he wouldn't. It was very clear. He wasn't. They weren't going to say that we're not, competitors. We're not enemies. Boeing like us. We like Boeing. Yeah. I mean, when you start looking at the competitive, the market share, however, there's no need for them to say there's competitors, because Airbus has the market share, and if they do what they say they're potentially going to do with the medium haul market, then they will have pretty much industry market share. Okay, so for Sun Express. Our passengers are boarding. So this will be heading out very soon as well. I imagine that is also the case, although we can't really see it here. No, you can't really see it, but I think that is the case. Oh, hang on. Is that Ryanair passengers that? Avanti Air coming in for, or Air Union coming in. That's the de Havilland Dash. Going to keep an eye on also the Airbus test flight that should be coming in soon. I think she's climbing again, Carl. I think now at 14,000 feet I've been seeing here. So I don't think we're going to see it just yet. should also point out we're only assuming here that this is going to be Indigo. I'm not 100% sure. I can only go by what I've got information on. But as we saw yesterday, it was down to Spirit, but it turned out not to be Spirit. It was actually Delta. I don't even have a tail number because it's not on flight radar yet. We've got a Hawker Beechcraft 400 XP coming in as well. Airbus looks like we might see them in a minute. David, no problem at all. You alright? Hope you're good. Okay, Austrian pushing back very soon. We're just going to do this turnaround. Terry, welcome to you. Hope you're good. Final extra bags going on. As we've got Eurowings just taking off right now. Right, I think we're back. Honestly, this trip, this stream, it's going to be the death of me. So, the camera just cut out because it overheated. Normally, I wouldn't have this problem because I would have had the cooler, but I wasn't expecting weather like this in Hamburg because the last time I heard was it was cooler weather, not as sunny, and now it's apparently and it's supposed to be raining. But now they've revised it and it's now hot, sort of in the 20s. Now the camera, it might cut out again, you know what, guys, because it's showing me error again. If it cuts out, you'll know why. It's basically the camera saying I'm going to cut out before it's too late because it's in the sun too much. And I've tried to... Let's see if I can sort that out, hang on. Oh, God. Couldn't make it up, could you? Honestly, I'm proper kicking myself because I've got the fan at home and the fan we haven't had this since day one. Well, we had this when we first got the camera, then I bought the fan, the cooling system, and it has fixed it. I didn't bring it with me because I wasn't expecting it to be this sunny. I haven't even bought sun cream because I wasn't even expecting it to be this sunny. Honestly, couldn't make it up, could you? So if it goes, you'll know why. It's the camera. So I'll try and get back up. Thankfully the sun's gone in, so I'm hoping it gives it a minute to cool down. Just hoping. Got quite a few pushbacks going on. does feel like it's cooling down a little bit. The good news is tomorrow it's supposed to be cloudy. With a chance of rain. I'll take that at the moment. Happily take that. Today is supposed to be the hottest day in April for Hamburg. It is reaching about 20 at the moment. So, yeah. I'm hoping it calms down. Everything just goes wrong. I can't count. I haven't had a stream where it's got so many problems. No, it's even best, even more, which is I find hilarious. I've got no aircon in my room either, because the hotel told me, oh, they don't put the aircon on or enable it until May, obviously for environmental reasons apparently. So I've got no aircon, which is fine, because it's got windows, so I opened the windows until I heard a buzzing noise, and then I saw it's a bloody wasp, and I don't do wasps, so I've locked it within the window, and I'm hoping it just like either finds its way out or goes and dies, because I can't do wasps. So yeah, I'm absolutely spoiled in my room as well. I couldn't make it up. What I might do is move the camera so it's in shade. I think I might do that. Give me 1 minute. Oh, another British Airways has just landed. Yeah, I put the camera in shade now. So hopefully it'll give me a break. Airbus is coming back round. The camera does feel like it's calling. So Condor's gone before stretch this time, which is way back over there, like on that side over there. It is calling. It is calling. It's working. funny story with the A380, especially here. Oh god. Hang on. Yeah, funny story with the A380 here. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll have to switch just to parts. So you probably notice obviously that Emirates only operates the 777 here. Well, but I might have seen some pictures of an A380 of Emirates at Hamburg Airport. Well, we were actually told on the tour what was the reason for that. And that was actually Hamburg Airport. So Hamburg Airport actually approached Emirates and asked them and said, we can't handle the demand of the A380, it's too big for the infrastructure here at the airport. Can you please change it to a different aircraft type? And they did. There goes Condor. Yeah, they did. In response to that, Hamburg gave them an extra slot if they needed it. So it allowed them to basically have 2 flights per day if they wished they needed it, instead of having one A380. And the reason is because they couldn't handle at one time the passenger load of like, what is it for Emirates, nearly 400, isn't it? They couldn't handle it. Yeah, apparently the A380 kept being behind schedule at Hamburg because the turnaround service couldn't do it in time. Yeah, pretty much, Carl. Right, Airbus is coming in. Trying to zoom out because I don't think it helps me use the zoom as much. The real annoying thing is I can't even record on the camera because that takes too much processing power. So I'm going to have to record on the yellow box and I have to configure it. Give me 1 minute. That's heading off as well. Right, it's inbound. Is it going to be Indigo? Who's it going to be? We're assuming it's Indigo. And it's just a fly past over the runway. Please, camera, don't cut off now. She's 600 feet. The question we all want to know, is it Indigo? Hey, that rhymes. $100 feet. Here she comes. It is Indigo. Oh, it does touch it. It actually stops. Is it doing a touch and go? Or is it landing? I think she might. No, she's going off. There we go. Touch and go. Touch and go for Indigo. There we go. What a astonishing look that is. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it, Carl. Beautiful stuff. What she'll do is she'll do a couple of rounds around the Hamburg factory and then coming into land. Yeah, I don't know if we can see from here. No, I'm assuming you can't. No, you can't. Oh, A319 heading out. Paul, thank you very much. Hope you're good. If it's alright with you guys, I'm going to focus on the A319 of EasyJet. We do have a Eurowings, but we've had a load of them. There it goes off in the background. A319 100 of EasyJet. Hope you're doing good, Paul. Pleasure to have you as always. I'll show this one because it is Norwegian 737 heading off. Give me 1 minute as well, folks. I've just been told, I've just had a look at something. Apparently if you lower resolution on the camera, it makes a hell of a difference. And because we're only producing in 1080p today, or even 720, because of the internet, there's no point me using 4K. Give me 1 minute. Right. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm hoping this will make a difference. Indigo might be coming back possibly. Hang on 1 minute. Ooh. So it's going over the side, but we might see it. We might see it come. Yeah, it's going to the factory. SAS taking off there. Euro-rings. This is the leased Euro-rings that we saw earlier. Okay, so the plan is we're going to finish off on Emirates. I believe Emirates is going to be soon. Around about 10 minutes or so. It's slightly delayed actually, but potentially 10 minutes. Paul says you need to do a stream from Boeing in Seattle. Went to Boeing Field and the museum of flight, but not the assembly factory, back in 1993. I would love to. I was actually looking at it one day. I think it's like, I don't actually know how much it is. I think it's only £100. There goes the A319. Oh, we have Beluga coming in to the factory. Apple, I wouldn't really go on about the sort of like USA stuff. I don't think really they are, that everyone over there agrees politically what's going on. So yeah, there's some excellent stuff over in USA, and especially with Boeing as well. I'd personally love to do the Boeing stuff. I've never had a massive big problem with Boeing. So yeah. Don't always believe like everything on the media sort of thing. It's not everyone in America thinks of like Trump as the best. Believe me. Beluga coming in soon. Right, get ready for Beluga. She's 2,000 feet. There she is. Gears down for Beluga. Based on the Airbus A330 airframe, it's the enlarged airframe capable of transporting the whole, all the parts of an A321. I believe they said to us 80% of the A330, which I think is absolutely impressive. This is the flight coming in from, where is it now? Saint-Nazaire in France. That's the one, Cole. Right, good news. Since I've changed the resolution and the frames, our warning sign has gone off for overheating. So it did work. Quality's not fantastic, great, but at least it did work. That's the main thing. Oh dear. We're just waiting for Emirates now. Here we go. We're moving. Beacon light is on. Let's watch a 777 start up, shall we? Emirates will be going on to runway soon. All of Atlanta A319 going to the Hamburg factory here. There it is. Oh, well done. City Lufthansa final. This is potentially the last flight for this particular aircraft. One of the last flights because it's going off again. You can see the 777 lining up. Jen, welcome to you. Hope you're good. Will you catch us on the final part of the stream? But I hope you're good. We had the Beluga, so have a look around that. We also had Indigo doing a test flight here about, I'd say, an hour ago. And we got Lufthansa City coming in, which is now defunct. That's on final. It's the final Hamburg flight for it, and then it's go back to Munich, and then that's it. Ceases operations. There it is. No problem, thanks for dropping by there, Jem. The British Airways looks like it's the one which came in earlier, which we didn't know was coming in. I would say they're towing that to a parking space. Say it's going to go to a parking space later. Or is that... No, hang on. No, I've misunderstood that one. Ignore me. That was the tug for Eurowings. They had to go the long way and not go across, because we've got another taxi in Eurowings, so that's the reason why. I completely threw me here. I think he's definitely parked up though, that the Airbus from British Airways, because there's no one on it now. Everything's closed up on it. There you go, there is Lufthansa City. Won't be seeing much of these. There will be, so this is the Neo. This is actually going to be moved over to Lufthansa, repainted. Weirdly though, they've already announced that they're going to set up a new company called Lufthansa City Airline. Don't ask, I don't know what the difference is. But I believe it's more focusing on the A220 for Lufthansa. That's my reading into it anyway. Yeah, officially ceasing operations tomorrow, Lufthansa City. These are the final few flights of operation. A lot of them have been cancelled already, by the way. Yeah, Carl, I'm assuming though that is the flight going, BA flight going this evening, not the one parked up. I could be wrong. Or is there two tonight? Hang on. Oh no, there's two. That's why it's two. So you probably are right then. Right folks, I think we are going to call it now. We're going to finish off today. Yanis, welcome to you. You catch us as we're just closing off, but we appreciate you joining. Hope you're good, watching us from Athens. Yassas, and hope you're good. We are going to be finishing off folks. That is it for Friday's stream. We're back tomorrow around 12 o'clock local time here, so about 11 o'clock your time, probably 12:30 our time, to be honest, around that time anyway, until the end. So I really appreciate you guys watching us. Apologies for the technical mishaps we've had throughout the streams, but really do appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow. So from myself and the mods, thank you very much, and also thank you to both mods for joining us today. Really hope you appreciate it, you enjoyed it guys. Really appreciate it as well. So myself, I'm going to go and get back to the hotel, grab a few things from the local shops, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, take care, bye bye.
Jets on the rise, dancing waves on open skies. Yeah, which runway a sight to behold. London planes, spotting stories untold. We're on tour with the year we rode, spotting planes, fake the airports to home. From the ground to the clouds we aim. London planes, spotting more than a game. The journey's just begun. Throttles set, our hearts all as one. Wings align, the runway's clear ahead. Pilots wave, their smiles once spread. Airbus or Boeing, choose your side. Through the clouds where few have ever been. Airborne dreams watch them take their flight. London skies a joy from morning light. We're on the move, spotting planes in the London groove. STM pilots, they give us a wave. At LGW, it's the views we crave.